He's Florida's version of Huckleberry Finn. Meet Charlie Pierce. His adventures lie in the Everglades at a time when pioneers began settling into South Florida. The adventures are inspired by true events from writer and fifth-generation Floridian Harvey Oyer. Coming up next on Comcast Newsmakers. Welcome. I'm Spiro Canton. We first introduced author Harvey Oyer 2 years ago when he wrote the first book of the series called The Adventures of Charlie Pierce. Now, 3 books in and several accolades later, schools in Palm Beach and Broward counties have turned the book into curriculum, teaching kids about conserving the environment and enjoying the outdoors. With Harvey is one of the underwriters of the curriculum. It's none other than conservationist and original Glades cowboy Alligator Ron. Thanks for joining us both. When you first wrote this book, did you think for a moment it was going to turn into a school textbook?
Well, I did not, but I'm absolutely delighted that it has.
And how did it make that transition?
Well, I was very fortunate. Palm Beach County School District immediately recognized the value of the book for filling a number of needs in their curriculum. It teaches Florida history, environmental science, reading and literacy, Native American language and culture, and they thought it might be a fun way for their kids to learn things they want them to learn, but they're not otherwise as willing to learn it from a textbook.
And that's why 4th grade, right? Because it was Florida history.
That is absolutely correct, but it is equally as applicable if you're in 3rd, 5th, 6th, or high school, or a senior citizen. It has readership of all ages.
Okay, and here's Alligator Ron, and you do a lot of the things that Charlie Pierce does in the book by yourself, don't you, just naturally?
Absolutely.
And you thought this was important to share with the kids in Broward County.
Well, I think it's very important and very honored to be one of the sponsors, and I'd like to thank Wells Fargo and the Batchelor Foundation supporting the sponsors as well. And you know, my family has been in Florida for 170 years, and I was very blessed to be raised in the Florida cracker culture, you know, right after World War II and just before the boom, and seeing the Everglades in a natural state. And I can remember the first time I entered the Everglades as a 4-year-old boy with a grandfather being a game warden, and how it impressed me, the beauty, the smell, the landscaping, the sunsets. And here I am today, a commissioner appointed by the governor and the point commissioner over the Everglades, to where I can protect it and for future generations to come.
I couldn't think of a better person, someone who really loves the Everglades like you do. But one of the things they have with the curriculum are activities, right? And these activities kind of mirror what Charlie Pierce did in the book.
And there's something in the curriculum that appeals to everyone. There are so many applications, whether it's history or environmental science or arts.
Or fishing or hunting.
Or going to the great outdoors, which is something the Florida Fish and Game Commission has capitalized on. They're taking our children, our public school students, out into the environment. And these are things we take for granted because we grew up in the Everglades. But the reality is most children in urbanized areas of Florida, like Broward County, have not been in the Everglades. And they're never going to develop the love and passion for it that Alligator Ron and I share unless they actually go touch it and smell it and be a part of it.
Palm Beach, Broward, do you think it's going to hit Miami-Dade County kids?
It will be rolled out in Miami-Dade County and Monroe County beginning in the fall, as well as Martin County. So we now have 70,000 public school 4th graders in Southeast Florida.
That is exciting.
Each year that learn who Charlie Pierce is.
And beyond your expectations, right?
Beyond my expectations, absolutely.
When you first wrote this book, you thought it was going to be something for just the kids to see. But when you look back, what is the one thing you hope the kids get out of this?
Well, I had a pretty limited vision in the beginning. My hope was they'd learn a little Florida history and learn to love Florida as much as I do. But there's a much more powerful message embedded within it, and that is a conservation message, and a message that all of us, whether you live in Florida or anywhere else in the world, we all have a duty to be a better steward of Earth.
All right, well, thank you very much. You can get a glimpse of some of the Everglades activities that are part of the curriculum. We posted a special video on our Facebook page. Search for us under Comcast Newsmakers South Florida. I'm Spiro Canton. Thank you for joining us.